Have you ever wondered what it's like to holiday on your own private island? If so, keep watching Planet Cruise Weekly. Well, hello and welcome to episode 19 of Planet Cruise Weekly, where you're seeing a particularly tanned Keith and Glen, both back from stag do's. My one for my best mate and yours was your own.
Yeah, I know. Still recovering. Let's move on.
This week we're talking about private islands, about the fact that ever since 1977 actually, which is when Norwegian Cruise Lines bought their first one, which is still known as Grand Stirrup Cay, since then it's become a bit of a fashion for cruise lines to buy their own islands and of course turn it into a paradise which you can only visit if you cruise on certain itineraries with those lines. And it really is a magical experience. And what we want to do today is talk about some of the most popular ones, talk about some of the ones that are coming in, which are quite exciting, and give you a few of the kind of benefits from having one of these islands on your itinerary. And the first big benefit, I think, is the fact that you don't really have to pay for anything.
No.
I use that loosely, and I was going to use my inverted commas, because there are things you pay for, but a lot of it's included.
Yeah, because it's literally an extension of the cruise line as well. So whatever you get on the cruise line tends to be what you get on the actual islands themselves. So when we say you don't need money, we will come back to that in a moment. But again, you've got the beach access, you've got your lounge chairs and hammocks, you've got your buffet lunch, basic beverages, which is like your water and iced tea, which you'd normally get on the ship anyway. And of course, various activities they put on there to keep you occupied for the children as well as the adults. When we say you don't need any money at all, really, because everything you buy on there will go on your cruise card. So if it's the cruise company supplying the bar and stuff like that, then you literally put it on your cruise card. It's like buying a drink in one of the bars on the ships.
So you don't really need to take cash, although it may be a good idea to bring some, because there might be some local artisans.
From my experience when we visited them as well, we always say take some money with you, because you'll get the local vendors there. Obviously, they're not going to take a cruise card.
Now, they also offer shore excursions, and quite a few of the things that are considered shore excursions on these islands are just, in a sense, for fee activities that you might well have, again, on board the ship. So there's your snorkeling trips, zip lining, horseback riding, I believe.
They do the horseback riding. Again, it varies. As I said, generally it'll be included, and so you put it on your cruise card if there is a charge. But again, as I said, I'd always keep a few dollars or whatever the currency is in your back pocket.
Also, you can rent a private cabana.
Which is nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're going to do it in style, you might as well do it in style.
What do you get when you rent a private cabana?
Well, you get almost like the private area that you have. Yeah, you've got your beds there, you've got the sheets around you, obviously, if you're getting a little bit hot as well, the shaded area as well, and it's just a little bit of luxury. Never the cheapest thing to do, but again, if you want to treat yourself, it's a nice way. Yeah.
Okay, best thing to do though is book in advance for that. Definitely book in advance. After the break, we're going to have a look at the most popular ones and also some very exciting ones that are going to be starting in the next couple of years, so don't go anywhere. Probably one of the most well-known and, in a sense, well done on the most developed scale, in the sense of what you get, the most on offer, is Castaway Cay, which is with Disney Cruise Lines. This was formerly Gorda Cay, and it's about 1,000 acres. It's beautifully kept. It's near a place called Great Abaco Island, and of course it's owned by the Walt Disney Company, and it's exclusively for their cruise passengers. And it's one of the rare places, one of the rare islands that you can actually dock. So this is really good for accessibility, particularly if you're hard of movement, and it's really good as well because it just basically means it's a lot quicker for you to get in. You're not waiting for a tender service.
Exactly.
You're not having to bear that in mind when you are planning your day and when you're planning when you need to come back. Now, typically Disney, when you arrive, there's
all the Disney characters to meet and greet you. You can have a dance party with Lilo and Stitch. There's an under-the-water mouse sighting. There's the barnacle-encrusted 170-foot Flying Dutchman.
Oh yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean. The ghost ship in Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, and that lies offshore, doesn't it?
Just offshore.
Just
so
offshore.
Great for photo opportunities as well. And as I said, typical Disney, you are going to feel that you're immersed in the whole product there as well.
Now, amazingly, only 10% of the island is actually developed, and there's loads of different things you can do. So there's bike and boat rental, you can go deep sea fishing, there's even an observation platform located amid the forest, which gives you a kind of bird's eye view of the environment. And then regards food, as is often the case with these private islands, it's all complimentary, is that right?
There is, yeah. I mean, let's be honest, no one's ever starved on a cruise ship, so there's always going to be food there. You've got Cookies Barbecue, they're doing burgers, ribs, fish and chicken. You've got non-alcoholic beverages, beer, mixed and frozen drinks as well. And there's 4 different watering holes to keep you well-oiled on there if you want to go have a few drinks.
And excitingly, because I'm a scuba diver and I love the underwater world, there's a 12-acre snorkeling course. So if you've never snorkeled before, this is your opportunity to really see what it's like. Now, one of the greatest things about Castaway Cay, and in fact it's very typical of the Disney experience, is they do, in a sense, departmentalise the island into different areas for different members of the family. So there's a part for the families. There's also a separate teens beach, which is great, which has got volleyball and soccer. You can go snorkeling or rent a kayak or even build and race your own boats, obviously under supervision. There's also a great children's area for 3 to 12 year olds.
3 to 12, Scuttle's Cove again, that's got the arts and crafts, music and theatre, you've got scavenger hunts as well.
There's other things you can do as well. There's a Stingray experience, which is instructor-led. It takes about an hour. And plus, there is a fantastic adult-only area.
There is. If you want to get away from the kids, you think Disney you're never going to get away from, don't worry. They've got the adult beach and it's a mile long. And again, with that one, it's part of the old airstrip. You've got private cabanas, massages, and again, one of my favourites is Castaway Air Bar.
Now we're going to move to an island which is very, very popular. It's called Half Moon Cay. It's officially called Little San Salvador Island. It's in the Bahamas, and it was bought in 1997 by Holland America, and it's the least developed of these private islands. Only, I believe, is it 2%, man?
Only 2%, yeah. Only 2% of this has been developed, which is fantastic. So, you know, you are going completely different to the previous one we were talking about. As I said, it is the Paradise Island on there as well. And again, there's facilities on there which are less than 50 acres. Much of the remaining land there serves as a preserve for migratory birds. So they're trying to keep it as natural as they can, but of course, obviously the passengers going over there as well.
And what I like about this as well is the day-to-day operations are handled by nearly 100 employees who reside on the nearby islands as well.
And they travel in every morning, so they know the ships are coming in, they'll travel in and be ready for you.
So it's good. So it's providing work, you know, for the local indigenous people, which is really, really important. Now this is a tender one, whereas Castaway Cay, you know, get the boat alongside. This is a tender, and again you've got the free buffet style barbecues, lots of different bars. My favourite one being Captain Morgan's bar, which is kind of set in this washed-up schooner. You've got the rum casks which you sit on as kind of stools, and a live band.
And a live band as well. What more do you want?
Now it's called Half Moon Cay. Why, Glenn? Why is it called that?
2.5 mile beach in the shape of a horseshoe. The long beach there fringes on a sheltered lagoon, and along with the usual cabanas, there are water toys to keep everyone amused. There's a fully equipped kids club on there as well, playground and aqua park, and the cabanas even have private butler service as well. So again, if you don't want to move from that cabana all afternoon, you can just chill out and relax and let them do the work for you.
Okay, now different activities again for you to do. These include kayaking, parasailing, deep sea fishing, horse riding through the surf of the beaches. You can go on nature trails. You can go on birding walks, looking at the local birds. And they've even recently added a glass-bottom boat. And this is very exciting. It's a bit too late for you now because you've already planned yours. But there is actually a Bahamian chapel on the island, and if you book up in advance, you can have your wedding there, you can get married there, or you can have your vows renewed.
Yes, you can do. Look at that, nice way to do it.
So we've looked at a couple of the most popular current islands, but as we mentioned before, this is a big trend, and cruise lines are bringing out new islands. You can't really say that. They're buying islands. They're in some cases revenerating, redeveloping them in order to enable passengers to go on certain parts of them. And this is the case with this next one called Sabani Yas, and it's in Abu Dhabi, and it's being purchased by MSC.
It features hundreds of palm trees, shady cabanas, sunbeds for more than 2,000 people on there, just in case you weren't worried about not getting one of the sunbeds, but it is going to be a bit special, this one.
And it's also one of the region's largest wildlife reserves. So there's the Arabian Wildlife Park on the main island, and you're connected by this boardwalk to the private beach. You've got the beach area where you tender to, and then you can take the boardwalk over to this wildlife reserve. And there's over 13,000 indigenous animals, as well as millions of trees and plants. It sounds absolutely amazing. Now, when are people going to be able to start visiting this?
It opens December 2016, which is the start of the main season over there. And again, with this one as well, you've got the opportunity to do the horse riding if you want to. You've got the Goa tours as well, which is the traditional boats as well, so you can take a boat trip there as well. They've got safari style nature drives to see the giraffes, the hyenas and the cheetahs.
There's also an on-island spa, which is quite incredible. Or even if you're feeling excited and really want to go on the wild side, you can do a four-wheel drive expedition or possibly some mountain biking.
Again, food is always an option there, so it includes cooking stations, got beachside barbecues, 6 beach bars as well, and also as well, like many other places, they've got a dedicated family and kids area as well.
So lots and lots to do, not only to preserve the culture, but to give you that true Paradise Island experience. And our final island that we're featuring today is Harvest Cay in Belize. Now this is a new investment by Norwegian Cruise Lines. I believe ships will start calling there from November 2016, and they spent 50 million on developing this. Quite incredible. And it's actually the only part of Belize where ships are actually going to be able to dock. And the rest of it, of course, is only by tender.
We had the team actually come in from NCL a couple of weeks ago and started showing us some pictures, and it looks absolutely amazing. It's a 75-acre port comprised of 2 adjoining islands in the Stan Creek and Toledo districts of South Belize. It will feature a floating pier, a marina, a beach, a lagoon for water sports, and an island village with raised platform structures. As I said, it's going to be a little bit tasty this one.
Really will be. Now what it does is that it connects to the mainland, so you can actually go inland for bigger tours.
Again, on the islands there, you've got family entertainment, you've got a 3,000 foot long zip line, suspension bridges, free-fall jumps, a tandem Superman style line, kayaking and paddleboarding, a 15,000 square feet pool, and you can actually also hire a 10-person beach villa with lounge and dining areas, indoor and outdoor showers, hammocks and exclusive dining, and a concierge service. So if you want to go right to the top level, you might want to treat yourself.
So I hope that gives you a bit of an overview of some of the facilities that you get on these private islands. And again, we've only scraped the surface. We've literally done 4 of the many that there are. So maybe you've got a favourite island that you've already been to and you want to feedback and tell us about that, please do, because again, your comments and your feedback are really important. And talking about feedback, we want to say thank you to people who got in touch last week when we did a wonderful episode on the Queen Mary 2 remastering. Our old girl. So a big thank you first of all to these people. Jen Murgatroyd, who got in touch via Facebook. She said hopefully next year I will get to do a transatlantic on Queen Mary 2. Stephen Hart has got in touch. What did he say?
He said, great show again guys, the Grand Lady is looking simply stunning again, and the Corinthian Lounge is going to be a great alternative to the Commodore Club. So he was really pleased with the changes they made.
I think he was, it's quite positive. And Campwell161 on YouTube again said, I booked the transatlantic M622 cruise last week for our honeymoon. I'm a lifelong ship geek, so this is a dream come true and I can't wait to set sail. God save the Queen.
Exactly.
We like that. Thank you very much. Okay, well, again, if you want to get in touch and tell us your private island experiences, again, what you'd like to see us cover in future episodes, please do. They can get in touch by doing what?
A number of different ways. They can do Twitter, they can do Facebook, they can go also onto hello@planetcruise.co.uk. And the other way as well, of course, is come through to the team here. We're waiting to take your call. Use the website there. Very easy to use, but if you're still not sure what you're looking for, then give us a call. That's what we're here for. And we're quite friendly, you know.
And if you want any information about some of the cruises that you can go on that feature any of the private islands that we've talked about today, you can just click the link there. Thanks very much for watching, and we shall see you next week for episode 20.
Episode 20. I can't believe they kept us this long.
I know.
See you guys.